Good morning. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Richard and this is
Paul.
And this show is called
Sunday Chat.
It is, and Paul says it like that every week. It's our catchphrase. It's wonderful, isn't it? Thank you. Bloody thank you for tuning in. And remember, hit that subscribe button too. Anyway, Paul, what are we bloody talking about this week?
Lots of things.
Well, yesterday, or was it the day before?
Or was it the day before that?
Or the day before that? Was it last week indeed? Yes, it was. We went car shopping. Finally, we haven't got one. No. But we went, our mission is to get a car for a certain price that's potentially hybrid.
Potentially.
For ecological reasons and economy and the planet. Because we like to think about the planet. We like to try and do our little bit, as we should all be doing, to save the planet from dying. So we're looking for a car. Where did we go?
We went to Toyota first.
Toyota.
And we were met by a very nice rental sales guy who deals with the rental side, who was extremely nice and accommodating, and sort of said, if you need anything, come in, there's a sales team in here, blah 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 blah, and pointed us to a couple of cars, said what he thought. That was really good. Then we went looking around the different cars outside. They're used cars. We're getting a new to us car, not a new car. We're getting a used car. And we thought that somebody might come out from the sales team who were looking at us, and the guy kept on sort of saying to his colleagues on the car sales team rather than the car rental side, oh, there's people out there.
There's a couple of gays out there. Quick, grab them.
They must have money. They're gay.
They'll be easy targets.
And they couldn't be bothered to come out. So we did have a look at a few.
You'd have thought they'd been over us like bees to a honey pot. But no, they couldn't be bothered.
It was there was nobody else there either.
We perused the prices, didn't we?
And there was one car that we did quite like, which was
all right.
Black.
Yeah, it was a black one.
But it actually had, unlike every other car, it had no details on it whatsoever. So every other car had an A4 sheet of paper on it that said what it was, what engine size, what transmission, what spec and all of that. This one had nothing on it.
It was black. That was lovely.
And yes, I suppose we could have gone in asked.
Was the car open?
No. Oh. We could have gone in
in the shop
for the details.
In the shop.
But actually, we're not doing other people's sales job for them. If they're the sales team, then why don't they come out and sell us something?
Use your legs, walk.
Yeah. So anyway, we decided to then
leave
and go to another one.
And you'd have thought, as we were walking towards the exit, they'd have thought, oh, shoot, quick, grab them. No.
So then we went to Kia. Because I'd seen a car that I quite liked, which he doesn't like at all. And we looked at another.
Like the Pope-mobile, that one.
I quite like the Pope-mobile.
I'm not driving around in a Pope-mobile, really. I don't think so.
So we perused the cars, and
now they were good. They were nice. The receptionists were lovely. I went in and I said, could you point me in the direction of your used vehicles?
And then you didn't listen to them.
And they said, go upstairs, up the escalator,
and outside. And outside.
I did go outside.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
But it was downstairs outside as well.
It was a bit like a place that had been built in a multi-storey car park, wasn't it? Really?
Well, it was, really.
It was basically a multi-storey car park with a car showroom.
But I suppose that's the point, isn't it?
It was very nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
And the sales
we weren't offered a coffee though.
We weren't offered a coffee because we weren't buying a new car, you see. think you get offered more when you buy a new car.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but we had a good look around and we saw a couple of cars that
Now,
we quite
I
liked.
did like that Sportage one.
Yeah.
The Kia Sportage.
I thought
rather chunky.
I thought it was a bit big.
It was big. I like them big.
Mm.
Big and chunky.
I'm not quite sure it would fit. That's the thing.
In the drive.
Yeah, I think its width is too... It's bigger than our current car by 9 centimetres.
Ooh, that's a difference, isn't it? Those 9 centimetres make a big difference.
So...
It's a difference between knocking the fence down as we drive in the driveway.
Well, you knocking
not.
the fence down as you drive in the driveway.
Really?
So yeah, we've got off-street parking, you see, but
Yes.
it's directly next to our house, and it's not like a driveway as such. It's
Well, it is a driveway.
yes, but you don't. It's a parking space next to our house. There isn't a sweeping driveway in. Type thing.
I'm
That's what I
quite
mean.
sure the viewers realise
No,
that.
I'm sure they do, but some people, you know, if we were living in the country, we'd most probably have area to park 4 or 5 cars, but we don't have
It's
that. We
tight.
live in urban London.
It's tight.
Yeah.
And there are other vehicles parked nearby. So very often the manoeuvrability is quite poor. So we have to see each other out very often.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, because we live on a narrow street, we actually have to park the car sort of. We drive in, and then we have to reverse out.
We have to do a sort of
3-point turn to
point
get out.
manoeuvre.
We're quite good at it.
Yes,
after
we are.
7,
Well, when you live in
17
London,
years
you've
or
got to
whatever it
learn.
is.
When you live in
Yeah.
London, learn how to park.
Yeah.
Because you've got to. Really? That's like the person that tries to park on the road that takes them half an hour to squeeze himself into a space.
That's because he's got those low-profile tyres,
I don't
and he's
care.
got a car that's very low as well.
Really?
So he's worried about bumping up on the pavement and scratching the car. He's a very nice guy.
Is
He's a
he?
plot holder.
Oh.
So
Well, if you're watching.
yeah, I saw him yesterday. Actually, he
He
just
doesn't
got some
watch us, though, does he?
some milk.
Doesn't watch us.
I don't know. I found out somebody else who's local to us that I've known for a long time, who has never ever mentioned watching us before or commented. Watches Sunday Chat Eat Sunday. I didn't know that. He told me the other day.
How lovely. Hi.
So we also looked at another one, the Seed.
That was quite nice. It was a smaller car, slightly more... I don't know what the word is.
Sporty.
Slightly sportier.
It was like a coupe. Is it coupe?
A coupe.
A coupe.
I don't know.
A coupe. But that was quite nice. But it was also quite sporty.
It was a nice colour.
It was nice colour.
Nice colour.
Yeah.
It was a lovely dark grey, which I thought was quite nice.
But I'm wondering whether it was a bit too sporty for 2 old 50-year-old queens. Yeah.
Who haven't had a midlife crisis yet, causing them to buy a Porsche.
Well, we couldn't afford a Porsche anyway.
No, we couldn't.
Unless
Put
it
on
was
finance.
like a dinky toy.
Finance.
You could do. No. I would never.
I don't want a
No,
Porsche.
no, absolutely not. No.
Thank you.
No.
They're rather gauche these days, aren't they, I find?
I think they look like tanks as well.
They look like what?
Tanks.
Tank. Porsche?
Tanks. Yeah.
A Porsche looks like a
Yeah,
tank.
because they're those big Porsches now, aren't they?
I'm not talking about the big
Oh, you're
Porsches,
talking
I'm talking
about-
about the sporty ones.
You don't really
Oh.
see them anymore because they're
No.
well, we don't see them in London that much
No.
because the only ones I see are the big tank ones now. So, and then
Anyway,
we went to Skoda,
Forget it. Forget it.
and
I'm not... There was
they
one,
didn't have which one?
that nice one that looked like a black, sleek, lovely one. But that was the only one, and that was 24,000. I can't afford that.
No, no.
So
No.
I didn't like the feeling of the Skoda garage.
No,
No,
it was
it's got to have the right feeling. The Kia place, even though it was jammed into a multi-storey car park affair, it had a nice feeling, and the staff were lovely.
what I thought was really odd when we went to Skoda. There was about 3 customers there in the showroom, And we went around to the customer parking, and the customer parking was completely full.
Yes.
There wasn't any customer parking
I think
whatsoever.
it was more like staff parking.
I think it was staff parking.
I do.
And that sort of put us onto there's nowhere to
There's
park.
nowhere to park.
Then we parked in the middle of the outside bit. Yeah. It sort of put us into a bit of a blur.
Yes, so
we left.
We
really.
left.
And then we came home, as we still haven't made any decisions, really. We do have a Nissan garage up the road, and I think we should go and have a look there, but you're not keen on Nissan,
I'm not
are you?
keen on the Nissan, really.
Why Toyota but not Nissan?
Plus that, because Curry Motors down at Brentford has got a good reputation. Yes, I've heard several good reports of Curry Motors.
But they didn't come out and see us. They didn't want to sell the car.
Maybe we'll have to try them again. Give them another chance. Perhaps.
But, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Let's see. So the search isn't over yet?
No. But there's lots of other car brands, isn't there? I mean, we passed Volkswagen, didn't we? But
Volkswagen.
Yeah, neither of us. We could...
I'm not into Volkswagens.
What about Volvo?
No. Anything that sounds like a Volvo, I'm not into.
No.
Anyway.
There's lots of other ones. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there are, but we want to go to a dealership and get a good warranty.
Yeah. And one that's... Mind you, we say one that's nearby.
Yeah.
But...
A bus journey.
We go to one that's nearby, and we might be living somewhere else in a couple of years' time.
But
it
whilst
be nearby.
we're still here,
yeah,
I think it's a good bet.
I mean, we...
Because if anything goes wrong, you can go straight back to the dealership.
Why do you think not a Citroen?
Because we've had 2 Citroens. Let's give our money to somebody else.
But actually, our Citroen, our Xantia...
was very reliable.
Is very reliable. Has been incredibly reliable.
It's 20 years old.
And it still gets us from A to B, though more...
with the risk of hurting one's teeth.
Internal organs failure with it jumping up and down.
Really?
Oh.
Anyway, let's move on, because the viewers will be getting bored.
I think maybe we do go and look at Citroen. Just go and have a look. It's not going to do any harm.
Do they do the hybrids?
I don't know, but again, it's... Yeah, they do.
Do they?
They do. But I don't... I mean, Toyota is, I think, the best for hybrids.
I think they're well known for their hybrids.
Because they started early.
Yes, so they've got the trick, haven't they? They've got it down pat now.
And the thing is, I'd also like an automatic. We've always had manual, and I'd like an automatic now.
Now we're a bit older.
The knees are getting a bit creaky.
You don't want to be pushing that clutch all the time.
No. And what did we have last time? Vauxhall.
It was a Vauxhall.
And
it was difficult with the gears, wasn't it?
It really was. I mean,
It was a Corsa.
Vauxhall.
It was a Corsa.
No, the one we went to Wales in. Was that a Corsa?
Oh,
yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Well, why? Oh, I don't know. We went to... The last time we went to Wales in... It was Enterprise we hired that from.
Starship Enterprise.
And I can't remember what it was. The Vauxhall Corsas that we've hired in Guernsey have been really good.
But you said you wanted an automatic, so let's stick to that, shall we?
Yeah, but it might not be possible. Anyway, we'll see. But the one that we went to Wales in, the gears were funny, but the clutch was really so firm. It was sort of, by the time we got to Wales, my knee was done in.
I'm getting bored now, so the viewers will be getting bored.
I could talk for hours. Next.
You went to the community bonfire last night, Paul, and came home stinking of smoke.
Yeah, and had a shower straight away, and put my clothes in the washing machine.
You haven't taken them out though, have you?
Well, you put other things in this morning.
No, I didn't.
I thought you
There
did.
were no. I'm up to date with the washing.
Okay.
I think you'll find.
Oh, I'll do that then. But it was an absolutely lovely evening yesterday. We have a Saturday social every month, which is maintaining the site of the community gardens rather than individual plots. And one of those in November, it just moves back a week or two, and we prepare for the bonfire social in the morning, and then we have the bonfire social from sort of 4:30 for a couple of hours. And it was absolutely lovely yesterday. The weather was perfect. There was no wind. When the bonfire was lit, it really went up incredibly well, and it was just glorious watching the sparks go up from the bonfire. And because there was no wind, they just went up vertically. It was fabulous. It was a lovely evening, and there was sort of mulled wine and hot dogs and various other things.
Lovely. Vegetarian hot dogs, Paul?
No, because I didn't have any.
Why didn't they have vegetarian? They should just make them all vegetarian. There are some good quality vegetarian chipolatas and hot dogs available on the market now.
We've got some in the freezer.
We have. Maybe we'll have one later.
Maybe we'll have that for lunch. We haven't got anything for lunch, so we might.
We'll have hot dogs. Have
in
you
a
got
sandwich.
hot dog buns?
No.
So a hot dog sandwich.
Hot dog sandwich
with some lovely mustard.
We'll see. Oh, I could make some. No, I've got other things to do.
You could make some lovely.
I've got other things to do. I'm actually showing somebody a new plot space at 12 o'clock. So
down at the allotments.
Down at the allotments.
Because there's a difference between the community garden and the allotments. The difference is the community garden growing spaces are tiny.
3 meters by 3 meters, most of them. And then if you do really well there, obviously
you move on.
You can move on to a bigger space.
Well, you can't move on. You can put your name down.
You put your name down to move on
and wait for 5 years.
But because you do have priority, so that's really good. If you're in the area, it's best to get plot at the community gardens. Anyway, there we are. But it was a lovely evening, and I need to go down there this week and clear my plot. And in that plot is going to be going our elephant garlic for next year, because the soil is nice there and it's also quite sandy. I think I might top dress with some straw or something.
Why do they call them elephant garlics? Why?
Well, because they look like giant garlic cloves, that's why.
They don't look like elephants, though, do they?
They don't look like elephants, but
Is it that they look like an elephant's foot?
No, it's because they're giant garlic cloves, that's why. So they're called elephant garlic. But that, of course, is even more confusing.
Why don't they just call them giant garlics?
That's even more confusing because they're actually a leek. They're not a garlic at all. And if they were called giant garlic, I think maybe more people would think that they were garlic.
But they taste like garlic, don't they?
No, they've got a milder taste than garlic.
But they've still got a garlicky taste.
They've still got a strong, oniony, garlicky taste.
So, giant, gentle tasting garlic.
GGTG.
That's right, I think that's much
GGTG.
easier to understand.
Yeah. That pigeon is still up there on the chimney. It's been up there on the chimney pot since we started recording.
That's Pigeon English. I'll be here all week.
God, who was Pigeon English?
So,
Who's the guy with the puppets?
Also, what?
The guy with the puppets.
What guy with the puppets?
Nina Conti's.
What?
Nina Conti. Oh, I've forgotten, sorry.
What guy with the puppets?
Nina Conti's mentor.
He was an actor.
He was an actor, but he also had all the puppets.
Oh, I don't know.
That's where she got the puppets.
I thought you were talking about finger bobs for a minute.
Oh, finger bobs.
Do you remember
yeah,
finger
I do
bobs?
Remember finger bobs. Finger bobs.
That's right. Copyright. Don't say it. We might get sued by Yoffie.
And they were.
He did a bird, didn't he? Like a
He
bird.
did do that, yes. And they used to make them, didn't they? Used to learn how
Do you
to
remember
make a
Susan
finger bob.
Strank's
Oh,
paper
I
play?
remember.
Paper play. Itsy and Bitsy.
No, I don't remember that.
No? Oh,
No.
That was good.
No.
All these programmes from childhood, they were so much better than most of the shit that's on TV these days, I can tell you.
2 pigeons now.
Two pigeons.
2 pigeons.
We had our flu jabs.
Oh, we did, yeah.
We went together.
Mm.
We went together and had them, didn't we?
Mm.
And I couldn't move my arm for 2 days. No, I couldn't. It was stiff as a board.
Mine was absolutely fine.
Yes, I think yours has got more padding.
You said I've got more muscle. That's what you said. Yeah.
I was being kind that day. I was in a good mood, Paul.
Oh dear. Yeah.
But yes, we did. So if you haven't had yours, we do recommend it because we've been having ours now for quite a number of years.
Yeah.
And we've not had the flu at all, even though other people around us have.
Mm.
So it must work.
Well, it reduces the
risk.
Yeah.
I have to have it because I work with vulnerable people. So I've protected myself and I've protected them too.
I have to have it because I'm fat.
We're not making any commission on the flu jab.
No, we're not.
This is not a promotion for the NHS.
NHS flu jab, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Can you go and pay to have a flu jab? You must
Privately,
be able to.
I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. The other thing you wanted to bring up, Paul, was the issues around vegetarianism and veganism these days.
Oh,
you wanted
yeah.
to talk a little bit about that. Don't make it boring.
I read an article the other day that said that many restaurants and books and things are sort of jumping vegetarianism and going straight to sort of veganism, which, yeah, I don't sort of quite get that because there are still an awful lot of people there are a lot of people moving to being vegan, don't get me wrong, and we are slowly moving that way. But vegetarianism is so big. And we started talking about the fact that I would never say that we eat vegan, but actually when I look at much of what we cook,
Yes.
it's vegan.
It is.
Because it doesn't have, unless we have cheese topping on it, all of our pasta sauces, all of our stews, all of our bean dishes, most of our tomato dishes, so most of actually what we eat on a daily basis is vegan. We'll have butter on toast.
I don't.
You don't, but we'll
Not
have butter
anymore.
on toast. We would have, we're having less now, but we would have had cheese topping on things, but we're having less because of Richard. And yeah, so we're already eating more vegan without actually thinking we're eating more vegan. But since we've been vegetarian, most of the food that we have cooked at home has actually been vegan. And it's interesting for me, it was interesting to think that, because you think it may be a sort of step away or a step too far, but actually much of what we do is already vegan.
What do you mean a step too far?
Well, you know, giving up cheese, giving up butter, we already don't have milk. It's cheese and fish, really, and butter. That's it, isn't it?
So what you're saying is the term vegan is being used a lot more
It's being used
than vegetarian.
Yeah.
And if I look back to when I did food and nutrition, the word vegan wasn't used in those days.
No, it wasn't.
It was, you were called a strict vegetarian if you didn't eat any animal products.
That's right.
The term vegan hadn't been coined, certainly not in the UK. And there were different types of vegetarians. You know, there were people that ate milk and dairy products, then they were called lacto-vegetarians.
Yeah.
You know.
And eggs over vegetarian.
Yeah, you know, and all those different terms. And isn't it interesting that we still like to label people?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, eat what you want, but eat with your conscience intact.
Yeah.
That's what we do, you know. I can't eat meat, but I can eat fish. So what's the difference? It's still a living creature.
Yeah.
that has been killed for food, basically. So what's the difference?
And
you know, and also it's quite interesting because I know there are some religions that in the past have said that, you know, it's okay to eat animals because animals don't have souls. I don't believe anything's got a soul as such. We're a product of what's in the head, the brain, basically, and so are all animals. All animals have a personality, have feelings, have, you know...
Feel pain,
whatever else, you know, so what's the difference? So you have to question yourself before you question anybody else, really. Know thyself, as they say in the Bible. But you know what I'm saying? Eat with your conscience intact. If you're happy eating meat, do it. If you're happy eating fish, do it. I think the problem comes is when people start judging other people for what they eat. Whilst I don't want to be faced with a gratuitous vision of bleeding meat on a plate, I don't want that. If that's your bag, then you enjoy it in the privacy of your own home. Thank you. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because I understand English. Yeah.
There we are. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much. Bloody thank you. While we're on the subject of thank yous, have you finished that bit?
I think so, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
You can carry on if you want.
No, I can't remember what I was sort of talking about, but yeah, we finished on that. Yes.
So, before we finish, just a quick reminder, especially for you people who are new. Sorry, my words got a little bit tangled in my tongue. Then.
Say that again. Tongue.
Tongue.
No, you said
tongue.
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 Because it is tongue, isn't it?
No, it's tongue.
Isn't it tongue or is it tongue?
Well, a ton. Tongue.
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 Not tongue.
Tongs are things that you pick up sugar cubes with or pinch a nipple. Maybe not in your house.
I don't think in our house either. No.
Joking. It was a joke, alright? God. No,
I just thought I'd carry on screaming again then for some reason. And I thought, did they do... No, that was... I thought they did that. No, it was their ears they put it attached to. The charging things they put on their ears. Oddbod's ears and Oddbod Junior's ears.
So, I was going to remind you, if you're new here, to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Planet Vegetaria, which is a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. That's Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. Twitter, and also our blog on richardandpaul.com, and also our podcasts on SoundCloud, also available on iTunes,
Spotify,
TuneIn Radio,
Radio Pulse,
Radio Player,
various things.
Pod, Chatcast, Pod thing, various platforms. So find us there for your regular Richard and Paul podcast thing. Anyway, that's it, isn't it, for this week's Sunday chat?
The reason I started thinking about Carry On Screaming was actually the mummy in that.
Mummy?
Nefertiti.
No.
That's where...
Rubber TT.
Rubber TT. Rubber TT. He's much better at remembering things than I am.
Nefertiti.
No, I thought it was Nepa. Yeah, I know it's Nefertiti, but I thought it's Nepa, but it's Rubber TT. That's it. Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. That's what I was thinking of.
How could you possibly forget that? Really?
Oh.
Right, so that's it. Bloody thank you. And we're going now So have a lovely week. Enjoy whatever you're doing today on this lovely Sunday, and we'll see you very soon for more lovely things. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.